Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Aviassembly. Today's beverage is a very nice orange juice with juicy bits, otherwise known as the pulp, left in because someone couldn't be bothered to strain it. Either way, welcome back to the game. And previously we made this, which is... well, you know what? I'm not going to say it's good because, I mean, there's not really much choice in the matter what we actually make, because you only start off with some basic parts. But I think we've been very efficient with our money, and we've managed to make something that can... Well, we've carried batteries, we've helped out different villages with medicine, things like that. However, there's still a lot to do. Specifically, we want to take some batteries from the current location over to here. So 3 small batteries. Let me refuel and go 1, 2, 3, and then head. So deliver small batteries to Maplewood, so we'll max throttle and take off eventually. There we go, in our own time. The main downside with this thing at the moment is that the wings want to detach themselves from the plane, which is something you never really want to hear a pilot say. And also we are starting to hit the weight limit for the wheels, so basically we're up to a point now where we need to upgrade the plane more, and I have come at this in a very, very aggressive angle of attack, but the game again is quite generous in what it's allowing us to do there, and we've got where we need to go. In fact, when I say generous, I'll show you how generous the game can be, although this may prove to be a bit of a mistake. Let me refuel and then max speed this out, and we will use this as a ramp to take off. And we'll start heading. In fact, I'm actually heading more of a sort of coincidence. So there's some scrap, so we'll pick that up. Can you actually hit these birds? Well, I don't know if I actually hit it there, but it didn't seem so. So this is over at the orchard, and it's, or is it the farm? Either way, there's an orchard here, and this is not a very long runway, but we did manage to get there. We load too heavy. My farm got damaged during the earthquake. Okay. Can you get 3 tools from the lumber camp? I can, if I don't crash into this tree. So we got more tools to deliver, which is a thing. I do know we do have a I think it's from the village, a job to take some fruit. Yes, we can take fruit over to there. Okay, all right. Well, that's not my intention. I want to... Oh, it's fruit there as well. Basically, we need fruit all over the place. I don't think I'll be able to make this. Fruit on this island, it has a perishable timer. I think it's about a minute you get to deliver it. But anyway, I'm going to go over and get some lumber. Let me just max this out and we'll head. So I'm going to go up and over the mountain. And this is obviously a different way than we've been previously, so we might find various things, again, different scrap and such. I think the main downside at the moment for us is that we don't have... there's some scrap actually. Let me just fly. I think you just have to get within, yeah, a certain distance of it. That's fine. Starting to stall this thing now. Yeah, we don't actually have the generic units of currency to really build more. I definitely want better wings. That is all good, and I managed to just well, land a lot before the runway there. So refuel, load cargo of, I believe it was lumber for the last one, which is fixing the turbines. If I go to reset and repair, it will spin us round and we still have the cargo, so that's all good. So let's go. It says wheel load is too heavy. Again, I mentioned it before, but it's generous in what it allows us to do. This is not taking off, is it? There we go. And you've got a bit of a grace period, so when, for example, the wings eventually on this run will start flashing to say that basically they're getting overstressed, it doesn't just explode. Like, you get a bit of a warning from the game to indicate that, yeah, you're probably pushing things a little bit too far and you should sort of calm down a bit. We did make this run previously and it was okay. We did, however, get a bit low on fuel, but it was only low on fuel. We didn't actually run out. In fact, we've only really run out once so far, and that was because I just generally forgot to fuel up, which is Well, that's a very, very rookie error, isn't it? So we'll land here, and that'll be another one completed. Thank you for delivering the wood. Here are 115 coins and 15 scraps for the effort. That is actually very generous of them. And that wind turbine is now up and running, but there's still another one to do. Can you get 2 lumber for repair the last turbine? 2 lumber, I mean, that's just effort, isn't it? Just time and effort. What I'm going to do, I want to start delivering maybe big batteries. Big batteries are, if I go to load cargo, are 55. So what I'll do, I'm going to return to base because we do have options for research now, which is going to be a wing and also a tail wing. And we could go with small engine propeller, but I don't think we need it. We're going to go with steel wheels as well, and we're going to go to edit plane. Now, all of that stuff I've unlocked, there's no way I'm going to be able to afford it all, but let me get rid of that wing and go to this wing, and it costs 150 for this one, so again, that's mirrored. Turn on the centre of gravity, so it's going to go there. You can make a biplane and a triplane, that is possible to do. Not something I often do. I tend to just... I don't know why I don't often do it. It's just something I've not really focused on too much. Let me go ahead and have one of these steel wheels on there. And can we afford another tail? We can afford another tail wing, which does give us lift. Actually, there's food for thought. Can you make a V wing? I mean, obviously you can. Does it work? I have no idea. I'm going to increase the size of this, and it's getting a bit problematic. In fact, I won't be able to make it. I won't be able to make it long enough to get those big batteries. I'm just a bit. Yeah. Okay. What I'll do is I'll shorten this down to the 45. And I'll have to come back for the big batteries. I'll have to do that another day. But this should provide more lift and should be a bit better. Let me go ahead and say fly. I don't know if this tail configuration will work, but we'll find out. Taking off is not a thing, apparently. No, actually, it wasn't too bad. And it is still manoeuvring, so actually it is working well. Okay, so we're going to stop off at the hospital because I know there's a couple of areas that are requiring medicine, so we'll do that. Let me just move the cursor out the way there. And it's good to see that the wings are no longer ripping themselves off the plane. This is not slowing down, as that's a lot quicker than I anticipated, and yeah, that was also quite an aggressive landing, but we did get there in the end. So I'm just going to back this thing up, and we load too heavy on the back there. Okay, again, mention that sort of grace period we have to alter our course. So 4 medicine needs to go over there. 1, 2, 3 is all we can really do. So it's going to go over there, and well, let's head. I'm going to go ahead first and go through this box here, just because I want to unlock it. I don't think there's anything to find scrap-wise. Oh no, that's the opposite. There's definitely scrap, and there we go. That's good. So spin this around, and just being a bit conscious of the fuel we're using. I think we'll be okay. We'll just bring it down to half throttle there. Signal braking. Something's wrong decoding. Okay, something's going on there. And let's just bring this in. It's a bit more twitchy than the previous configuration of aeroplane, but it is what it is. Thank you for the delivery. Here are 55 coins for the effort. Only need 1 more medicine. Yes, they do. We probably have enough now to make it longer to carry big batteries, but I don't know if we're going to do that or not. So we need to deliver fruit, we need to deliver medicine and big batteries. 2 lumber from there, which is fine. That also needs 5 medicine. Wow, okay. And 4 medicine. Basically, medicine needs to go absolutely everywhere. Okay. Lumber. We might as well head to... We might as well head over to the lumber camp. There's no reason to go back over to the hospital just yet. Actually, what I'm going to do a bit of an explore. I should have the fuel to do this. I'm just going to basically buzz this little inlet here and see if there's anything to pick up. I don't think there is, if memory serves. Although, My mind does crumble away like wet cake these days. Let's see if there's anything over here. I don't think there is, but we can get some lumber, pick some lumber up while we're here. Not with this angle of attack though. We're just gonna have to spin it around. That was a bit closer to that tree than I really wanted it to be. And let's just see. And there we go. That's all good. Okay, so reset and repair this thing. Refuel, I think it's automatic anyway. Lumber, and well, there's the end of that chat. That is the maximum that we can get, and that is going to go over to the wind turbines. So I can probably do that as a direct thing. Right, so I know that the foliage doesn't break the wing off. I know for a fact and experience, sorry to say, that the actual trunk of the tree does break the wing off. So yeah. Anyway, let's head back over. So we've done this previously in the older configuration of the aeroplane. So I know we can reach the destination. However, now that I say that, we did have a lighter wing. So it might not. It does get here. You're very, very low on fuel once you get here, but I mean, it does work. Let's just come in and landing. Yeah, that's fine. Good enough for government work. And there's some more coin as well. And they need more lumber. Okay, so from here, what can we take from here? Well, we know it can be batteries, and we can. That's big batteries. That's 3 tools, 2 big batteries, lumber. Actually, so we've done the small batteries. There's nothing here then that will help us out. Okay, 1 medicine, medicine over there. Right, I think what I'll do is I will go back to base, because I think I have enough to make it. We'll go to edit the plane, and I'm going to change it up a little bit. So I'm going to drag these off there. I'm going to drag this to there. I'm going to shrink down this part of the fuselage, and then add in another section. And the reason for that is this will go on the back again, which hopefully it does expand with it, and we'll put the wheel on the back as well, and like so. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to select, that section, and go to expand, and I'm going to make it a little bit wider, so in the body there, so about there. Then this one will connect up, and we'll do a similar thing, and let me do that again, and there we go. So this can now carry apparently 66. Now I don't need it to do that. We only really need big batteries, which is 55. So I am going to actually shrink it down a little bit and do, like say I'm bringing it down to, that's okay, to 56. Actually, is there any reason? Do I need to do that? I don't know. I'm not too sure. How much is a tail wing? A tail wing is, we have enough for another tail wing. Let's make it like that. And that's a bit more traditional, isn't it? Another cockpit would actually be really good as well, but it is what it is. Let me go ahead and say fly, and it's actually starting to look, I do like the form factor of this one now, although the flight characteristics are a little bit hampered. It didn't want to take off at all there, but that seems to be a bit of a theme with this thing. Anyway, it is obviously heavier now, so it probably won't be able to go as far on the same amount of fuel, but as long as it gets to the hospital, we should be okay. And then we'll go for a landing, just coming down now, and that'll do. And then refuel, load cargo, and I don't know how much medicine it was. I think it was just as much as we can. So it appears that the wheel on the back has exploded. Let me go ahead and just reset and change that up. Actually helps us out anyway, it's quicker. So I'm just going to take the 3 medicine. Now I need to deliver 1 medicine here, 4 medicine to the Maplewood. So yeah, 1 to Spring Hills, 4 to Maplewood, and then 5 to the lumber camp. Okay. And then we need to deliver tools as well. But we are now able to carry big batteries. Oh, no. Okay. I should clarify that. We can fit physically a big battery in the plane. Whether or not it takes off is really up for debate. The fun, as always, is in finding out. I have no idea whether or not it will actually take off, but we will obviously find out in due course, I'm sure. So, coming into this village, and whoever put that tree there is an absolute maniac. There's no way that would fly. Pun not intended, but I'll take it. There's 50 generic units of currency for the medicine. We will take some fuel for our troubles, and then we'll head. Now, the runway is going to end, and then the sea is going to begin, which for an airplane is normally a bit of an issue, but we can use that to ramp off and then start flying over to the next destination, which is the lumber camp. And then we're going to bring back the one lumber remaining. I think that is... where is it? Yeah, one lumber remaining is all we need for that, so that's all good. Let me just go this way and then spin it about, and okay, it's gone a bit wrong. Let's see if we can take this and make it a success. Yeah, and thank you for the delivery. Here are some coins for the effort. Only need 3 more medicine. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of a reset and repair, and I'm going to load cargo lumber, and we can't take anything else. The wheel load is already too heavy, it says, but never mind, let's see. So we will take off, I say, with no degree of confidence. Yeah, that's a bit worrying, the fact that it took basically the end of the runway and for the ground to disappear beneath us for us to get in the air. Okay, the camera does like to reset for some reason, I don't know why. We've only just made it on previous runs, and I can already tell we're not going to make it. So making the plane this configuration that it is now has probably increased the weight and also the drag as well. So we're going to have to stop off here and refuel, and let's see, I'm just going to go for forward and see if we can go to the next area. So there we are, and then over here, and this is going to be our last delivery of lumber to this location, but there's still lots to do in other places. Let me just bank this over and slow it down, bank it over again. I am aware that I'm not slewing like that, which we can. Is that the terms? Anyway, a terrible landing, that one. And thank you for delivering the wood. Here are the 153 coins and 15 scrap promised for the effort. And there we go. Okay. So we can definitely get, I think, more engine, more better now. This place is completed. There's nothing else at the wind turbine. Okay, that's good. Right, there is a big battery to be delivered at the hospital, and then again we'll pick up the medicine and just do that sort of... Yep, okay. We'll do that. So one big battery, and truth be told, I don't think we need that wheel on the back. I think it's completely... so I think it's surplus to requirements, that wheel on the back. And truth be told, not only did we take off better, because I guess the angle of attack was pointed up, it's actually technically lighter now, which is, I think I said the first episode, last episode, that actually a lot of people don't even bother with the wheel on the back. And we'll just sort of land there and just sort of scrape that along. Yeah, I think this is a new configuration here. Only need one more big battery, so there we go, that's all good. I'm going to... what am I going to do? I think because we're here, I'm going to go to edit plane, and I'm going to fit... actually, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go for unlocks, and I'm going to get myself a new cockpit, a better wheel on the back, and an external fuel tank, and then we'll edit the plane. The reason for that is delete that, delete that because it's not even attached apparently. And the cockpit. How am I gonna do this? This is the question. Can I? This is a bit of a problem. No, it's not. There we go. You can see how sort of powerful the tools are for editing stuff. Will that not attach? Really? Oh, I guess it goes there, and that goes there, then that goes there. Okay, so what is the difference between a cockpit and a cockpit? Well, the weight is more on the cockpit as opposed to the cockpit. However, the cargo is better on the cockpit than the cockpit. And they're both called the same. That's fine. 66 now. We don't really need it. I'm tempted to change things up a little bit. Let me put on the rear wheel here, and that's going to be bad, isn't it? I'm very tempted as well to do this, just so the plane is pointing up. Now, I don't know whether or not this is going to make any difference, or whether or not it's just going to look stupid. Fun's in finding out. We could technically put on another engine. You can shove just like an engine on there. That probably wouldn't provide the thrust characteristics of what I'm wanting, so I'll maybe delete that one and go over to customize and to external fuel tank. And I'd like to have 2, but I'm only going to get the 1 on this one, and let's say fly. So we are, let's see, maybe in a position to actually take off. Come on, trees. There we go. And we're in the air. Okay, so let me actually look at the look everywhere else rather than the medicine there. Yeah, let's actually look where we're going rather than on the map. So how much do we need to deliver? I think it was 4 medicine and then 5 at the lumber camp. And I still haven't done the farm yet, but there's still plenty of time, so we'll land that actually pretty well, I think. And once you stop there, I'm just going to say reset and repair, because it just takes us to the back. And we'll just load all the medicine that we possibly can, which is going to be the 4 medicine, and deliver the medicine to Maplewood, which is, we've got 4, and we need to deliver 4, so that's actually worked out exceptionally well for us. I don't know how much the fuel tank provides, the new fuel tank, should I say. Beverage, and yeah, apparently it looks better. I'm looking at the fuel gauge on the left, but yeah, it's not as good as having 2 of them. But then again, you have to balance everything. You know, you've got weight, you've got size, you've got drag. As simple as the game might seem, and I don't think it's like we're in any deep simulation of things. Don't say that in a bad way. There is several things to think about. There's coins for the effort, which is good. I'm gonna have to back up because we don't have enough road to get up to 88, and I'm sure you know that reference. Refuel, and off we go. So, I'm gonna head to the lumber camp, which is standard procedure these days. In previous runs, not on as a video series, I've made like cargo, like a heavy cargo plane type of thing. Why are we headed over there? Not that way, this way. I've made like heavy cargo planes that can't go very far, but can carry a lot of stuff. I said in the previous video that at the very early game, you can sort of make the every plane. It does everything required. Certainly on this map, and I think later on it changes a little bit. But yeah, you can also, like I say, customize the plane, and that was probably the roughest landing we've had. Good grief, I don't know how we didn't just smash everything up completely. Let's reset that one. But yeah, we can obviously later on make more stuff more better. 3 tools. Should we do that? I'm sick of going back and forth to the other areas, so let's go with tools. And I can only get 2 tools. That should be fine for now. I think if we get the tools done, that'll be maybe a nice place to leave it. Come on, take off. There we are. And we're on max speed. It feels like probably the engines are going to be the next thing that we get. There's jet engines in the game. I've not actually unlocked them. Or have I? I can't actually remember. Either way, there are jet engines in the game, and I think there's also electric engines, and people have made like solar panel, like solar powered aircraft, and I thought that was brilliant. So it's certainly something I will be looking into. So there's the tools. Yeah, there's tool delivery, 70 coins for the effort, and 1 more tools. And wait for that to go up, which is now. And reset this airport, which should point us at the other direction. Yes, there's nothing to... Oh, actually, wait, we can load cargo here, but where would we need to take it? We need to take 3 fruit to here, and that would actually complete that one. And we can. But you can now see on the bottom right, we have a timer. And this is essentially a perishable timer, because fruit is going to go off. And, well, we don't want that. So we need to get over to our destination as quick as we can. It doesn't spoil instantly. Like I say, I think it feels about a minute, but it might not be. We have more than enough speed and fuel and everything else to get there. We'll probably be on about half by the time we land. So let's see. Them trees there are an absolute menace. And this is actually this one completed now, which is good. I don't think this area supplies anything. Here's 160 coins for the effort, and I think that is a complete. So yeah, it's counting up even more. Thank you for all the help. Here are 20 scraps for the effort. Good. Up to 35 scraps. And this is now, Maplewood has been rebuilt. That's basically it. So refuel, and then we'll head. So, yeah, these towns, they don't provide anything in terms of resources, but obviously they are a source of scrap. They're a source of... Where do we need to go? Over here. Source of scrap, source of generic units of currency, and of course, we can land and tank off when we need to. So that's all good. It's all good. There's a huge bit here that I just haven't explored. Same as around this area as well. And I don't know how I flew over here multiple times, and yet I haven't apparently picked up that bit of scrap there. How curious. Right, throttle down, pitch down, and just gently glide this in. And not as gentle as I'd hope, but I'll take it. Anyone you can walk away from, right? So, load cargo. Tools. Now, do tools need to go elsewhere? Wood and lumber. Fruit, batteries. Just tools. Just the batteries. Okay, refuel. What I'm going to do is... This is going to be the second to last delivery of this episode, I think. I think so, anyway. And that's because we're going to deliver the tools to the farm. I was a bit closer than I thought. Deliver the tools to the farm. Frequency strange. Off readings. Oh, okay. Ominous. Yeah, deliver this here. This might then supply... I don't think it supplies anything that is needed elsewhere, but let's just see. Bring this in, and hopefully the brakes have been serviced. Yes. Thank you for the tools. Now can I finally start repairing? So we've gained some scrap. Sorry, some generic units of currency and a little bit of scrap. Farmers also lost power. Can you bring 2 big batteries? So that's one of the things that I was going to do. It's going to... actually, I'll just reset and repair. And we'll take off. Because what we're going to do is go over to the hospital via the wind farm. So we'll turn around and head here. We've not actually been up and over this way. Almost died. Okay. Right. Yes. So we're going to head over to the wind farm. Is it actually called the wind farm? It's the wind turbines. Yeah. Same but different. And then pick up a big battery, take it to the hospital. Hospital will be fully up and running. That will then give us some more credits and scrap in order to upgrade the airplane further. I don't know what the next upgrade will be. I'm tempted by another engine, and I have 2 engines on this thing. But we'll see. Refuel, load cargo, big batteries, just the one. And max speed. Probably should wait and then pull up. And yeah, that's not happening. Thread it through. Okay, not the most gracious of takeoffs, but we managed it. Over to here, to the hospital, and land in here. There we go. Again, bit of a bumpy ride. Thank you for the big batteries. Here are the 153 coins. Very specific amount, isn't it? And also, there'll be some more scrap. Thank you for all of the batteries. Here's 15 scrap for the effort. And that takes us to 60 scrap. And that takes me back to the base. And we're going to leave there for now. That's been a bit of Aviassembly. We have lots of things we can potentially unlock. So you've got small propeller engines, you've got a turbo prop, you've got glider wings, tail wings, you've got different cockpits, different wheel assemblies. Stuff we haven't got, things like small balloon. Don't know what those are for. Parachute, air brake parachute, okay. Air turbine, interesting. These all require these electronics, these resistors here, but we don't have those. That's a future island problem. Different cockpits, as you can see. But yeah, a big external fuel tank and like a drop tank type of thing there as well. Well, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm feeling engines, a small propeller engine, and just shoving them underneath here. That's what it feels like, but I'm open to tips, comments, suggestions as always, so let me know in the comments. Hope you have enjoyed this look at the game, and as always, we will go from here in the next episode with some more deliveries. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching, take care, and generic partings.